Average Joe coming at you today from my little mountain house. I was recently out on a little field trip and realized that all the little branches were picked up, and I really didn't feel like carrying around a heavy saw for the next time I was out, so I decided to build one. So coming in right at a little under 6 ounces is my little DIY pocket saw. Um, the good part about this one is, and unfortunately it's not a hinge system, but these nuts undo and it nestles inside of itself. For easy transport in your pack. And I'll show you how I made it. So, for today's example, we're going to be using a 12-inch Craftsman wood blade from a reciprocating saw. I went ahead and drilled out a hole to match the factory hole it already has. If you go for a shorter blade, you can use a shorter pole. For these, I went with a 14-inch pipe I cut off. This is an aluminum handle off of an old broom I had. If you want to go a little more durable, you can go for the galvanized steel ones. This is the electrical conduit section at my local hardware store. Beautiful part about these is you can hit them, they really won't bend. This one weighs in right at 8 ounces. This one comes in right at 3 ounces. So I'm going to stick with the lightweight one. You do a little bit of a tap, but I wouldn't go, striking anyone in the head with it. Other tools we're going to need: piece of Velcro. I use the kind that actually has the textured on one side and the soft patch on this other side, so it'll fold on itself. Some Gorilla Tape we're going to use for the handle, and I'm going to use these to bend the tip of this one. Some 6/32 screws. I used 3/8 in this one just because I am going to have a shorter span. If you want to be a little more comfortable, you can get the 1/2 inch. Of course, drill bit to drill out the holes for this. To start with, I went ahead and ran this one through a vice grip. I'm not that strong. There's no way I was going to be able to pinch that together. But I ran it down long enough to where I could fit that blade in between it. With the aluminum, we can actually just grab it and crimp it ourselves. Because it's so nice and light. Only thing about aluminum, you got to be careful about how you bend it, because it doesn't have that hard of a structural integrity. If you do fold it too tightly on the sides, it can split. But also, if you make it too tight, you can always get a flathead screwdriver and run it in there. So we got that set, and what we're going to do is we're going to mark off our holes and drill through the mounts for it. So the reason I went with these 6/32 is because it fits perfectly through the one hole that this already has. I really didn't feel like drilling twice because I'm lazy some days. So what we're going to do, we're going to mark off a spot where we can slide our blade in. Now, I'm well aware I am marking black on black. So I know y'all can't see it. This is definitely hindsight on my half, but I assure you, it's right there. So we're going to drill this out. Alright, so you see I've got my holes drilled out. One thing I forgot to mention, when you get a pipe, I use the 3/4 in diameter. That way it gives something to nestle into, and you'll see how it stores in on itself later. But that's just something I wanted to bring up. You see how our holes line up? And this is just me, and this is just because I'm using wing nuts. But I put one through one way. Get it started with the wing nut. And then, just because I like offsetting things, put the other one through this way. So the wing nut will come out this side. So, and we just tighten it. And then you have it. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to wrap tape around this to create the handle. Then I'll show you the little trick I do with the Velcro at the end. And the reason I use the tape is, like I said, it just gives it a little bit extra grip. You get out there and you get all hot and sweaty and your hands start sliding all over up and down this thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this section. This back end, get 2 strips of tape. One of which I'm going to make really thin. The reason for that is we're going to put this one piece I've got pre-cut right here on the end. Now I'm going to take it to where this nice foam section overlays onto it. That's giving you a storage compartment for your blade. So if you've got straps on the side of your pack, like I've got on my ULA, I'll slide this down in, and actually I'll run this through one of the straps on the side and fold it over on itself. And there you go. So for storage, we'll take the blade off. So it slides out, Velcro comes off, blade slides in, and you can put yourself some little foam tape or something on the inside. I'm actually going to shove a packing peanut in there just so it gives it something to nestle to, just so it doesn't rattle around too much. The Velcro's over on the side. Just run your your bolts and your wing nuts back through. Since they're a nice rounded edge, it really won't tear into your pack any. Helps if I was actually steady and focused on this. There you go. So that's in there. That's in there. It's not going to slide out. I do recommend taking some sandpaper or something, just going over the edges just to take the roughness off of that. But other than that, there you go. Just work your hand over the tape to get all those wrinkles down, because apparently I can't wrap tape to save my life. There you go. Little hiker trash travel saw.